Tomorrow is when that direct impact is going to move into central North Carolina. The storm itself is going to make landfall about 5 hours from now. It continues to swirl closer and closer to the coast, not weakening a bit. In fact, looking even more organized than it was this morning. The more organized the storm looks, the stronger it likely is. Just a nearly circular eye, the more symmetrical it is, the stronger the storm is. And it's arcing to the northeast directly towards Panama City. Just devastating impacts along the coast with those 145-mile-an-hour winds and potential for 14 feet of storm surge. The storm is going to track through the southern half of central North Carolina tomorrow as a tropical storm. So it brings in the possibility of gusty winds, heavy rain, isolated tornadoes, but it races through. This is going to be the opposite of Florence. This thing's going to be trucking along at about 30 miles an hour. But in that short time frame that it's with us, it's going to drop 4 or 5 inches of rain in most locations across central North Carolina. And that's just too much in a short amount of time, which is why we have a flash flood watch that has been issued. This is in effect until 5 o'clock on Friday morning. We're also concerned about the potential of tropical storm wind damage. These pink shaded counties are under a tropical storm watch, but the data has been indicating this needs to be expanded a little farther north, maybe as far north as the Virginia state line, because of the impact of those 40+ mile-an-hour wind gusts or even sustained winds with gusts up to around 60 miles an hour. Power outages a possibility for everybody across central North Carolina. Also isolated tornadoes within the yellow shaded area that's along and to the right of that center of circulation. It's where you're most likely for the spin-ups to occur. They tend to be brief and short-lived and not very strong, but they're still tornadoes. So we're watching any sign of rotation within those rain bands tomorrow. That risk also could lift to the north if the storm track wiggles just a little bit.